Graham Motion joining us on the line, Kentucky Derby winning trainer of Animal Kingdom. And Graham, we appreciate you coming on. We know you're a big Coldplay fan, so we did that just for you. Have you ever seen that race with Coldplay together at the same time together?
I mean, does it get any better than that?
Well, we thought you might like that. That was just for you. So give us the update on Animal Kingdom. We saw him in that turf race back at Gulfstream in February, getting ready to go to Dubai. Obviously went to the bench. What's his status?
Yeah, I mean, he's doing great, guys. He worked yesterday. He worked 5/8 a mile on the dirt here at Fair Hill. And quite frankly, I couldn't be happy with how he's doing. I think that was his fourth official breeze. So he's really coming along and doing great.
Yeah, and Graham, they have him on a work tab from April 21st through yesterday, the 12th. What's the future goal for Animal Kingdom? Is there any spots picked out that we could see him next?
You know, he's going to be ready to run by the end of October, beginning of November. But, you know, Barry was very adamant that this time around we weren't going to have a set agenda. You know, we were very under the gun with getting into Dubai off of his last injury. You know, we'd set that as a goal, so we really needed to get a prep race into him. So we kind of felt like we were under the gun a little bit. He couldn't miss a beat. Whereas this time we didn't want to have an agenda. We just want him to get ready in his own time, and when he's ready, we'll look for a race for him.
Could that be on the target, though, maybe 2013 Dubai World Cup?
You know, I think that's definitely in the back of our minds. You know, that's something we really wanted to get there last year. It didn't work out. So, you know, I think if he comes back as well as he was, which I see no reason that he shouldn't, I think that definitely could be a goal.
I mean, we heard you say yesterday that he had worked on the dirt. It looks like he has been working on the dirt there at Fair Hill. But he's a winner on every surface just about. What surface do you think is actually his best?
You know, I think probably the grass is his natural surface, to be honest. I'm probably going to take him across to the turf course here at Fair Hill next week and breeze him on the grass. I think it's maybe a little kinder surface for him to be. As the works get harder, I think perhaps it's a little easier on him to work on the grass. So, you know, like you say, with this horse we have so many options. That's what's so special about him.
Well, we certainly look forward to his return. That would be fantastic. Let's talk about this weekend coming up, Ben. You have Julie's Love, Grade 3 Noble Damsel. It's race 8 on the card at Belmont. And since this horse came under your care, Graham, right off the bat, she's been pretty special, winning first time out here in the States, and she's won 3 of her 4 starts under your care.
She really has. I mean, she came to us over the winter at Palm Meadows in Florida, and she was a little bit difficult, a little bit flighty, kind of a typical European filly when she came over. But once we got her into the American system, and, you know, she was very impressive that day at Keeneland when she broke kind of a step slow, but it didn't really matter. She won very comfortably, and she hasn't done too much wrong since then, to be honest.
It seems like she can win from 10 lengths out of it, 2 lengths out of it, or go wire to wire. Where would you like to see her this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, nobody was more surprised than me when she won on the lead at Belmont the second time, except for perhaps Julian, I don't know. But, you know, I think her ideal trip is like last time, just off the pace, probably, you know, in a settled position just off the leaders.
Seems like a pretty deep group, but you have to feel awfully confident. You feel like she's coming up to this race at her best? I
do. I think she's doing really well. I mean, we trade weight with field data this time, so that'll make things a little tighter, I think. But I think the filly's doing really well, and I'm looking forward to running her. I think she's a really useful filly.
You see here she's a multiple winner at the mile distance, but is there any stretching out in her future? We've seen she has run well going long, perhaps around 1.25 miles or so. Is there any extra ground in her future?
I think it's an option. You know, I've been surprised with the turn of foot she has going 1 mile, quite frankly. So it just seemed to me to make sense to keep her at that distance right now. But I think 1.8 miles, 1.25 miles would be within her grasp for sure.
Well, those playing the pick 4 today at Belmont, you do have a horse in who's 12-1 morning line. That's Johar Beauty with Rajiv Mirage. Last time, it's the filly who actually tried to go to the lead and tried to go gate to wire. She got tired a little bit late. What do you think? Expecting a better performance here as he shortens up a little bit today?
I am, but I mean, I would tread cautiously. The filly, she's very high-strung. You know, Rajiv had a really hard time getting in settle last time, so that's the reason for shortening her up. He thought it'd be a good idea to shorten her up a little bit. I'm hoping going 7/8 he can get her tucked in, maybe just behind the leaders. But she's a very highly strung filly who makes life a little tough on everybody.
And Graham,
she certainly has the ability, though.
Okay, so cutting back speed. Yeah, it looks like she kind of, went a little too quick last time, 46.5. But is the game plan to just kind of let her run as far as she can go, as fast as she can go today?
Actually, I'd like to see him try and get her settled in just behind the leaders if possible. I think she'll run a much better race if he can do that.
All right.
Well, we appreciate the time, Graham. I want to know, we know Simon's a huge Coldplay fan, too. Did you get him into Coldplay, or was it the other way around?
I don't know. Simon and I went to the same school together, so, maybe it's an old school thing.
Simon's obsessed.
So, yeah, Simon says he's the biggest Coldplay fan there is. Would you challenge him on that?
Simon's in Hawaii, isn't he?
Yeah.
We've lost touch with him. We don't know where he is.
Hey, Graham, before we let you go, did you win your fantasy football matchup this weekend?
I didn't. I finished like fourth. I guess I got a win in the win column. I'm kind of learning my way a little bit, but I got Aaron Rodgers playing tonight, so I'm excited about that.
Well, I got to ask for advice because I'm last in my league right now. Would you rather start Matt Ryan, the quarterback of the Atlanta Falcons against Denver, or Cam Newton, the Carolina quarterback against New Orleans?
I'd go with Matt Ryan.
I'll take
Good
your word
call.
for it. Graham, thank you very
I'm
much.
with Graham on that one. Graham, thanks for coming on. We appreciate it, and best of luck today and this weekend and with Animal Kingdom as well.
Okay, thanks, guys.
All right, we appreciate it. Graham Motion, Kentucky Derby winning trainer, and so many great horses. So, more importantly, just a great person as well. I got to meet him over in Japan a couple of years ago, and happened to bump into him as we're catching the bullet train to Kyoto, and invited me along to hang out on his excursion as well. But just a great person, great trainer, and it's great we're going to see Animal Kingdom back. That'd be great to see a run at the 2013 Dubai World Cup.
Yeah, it's good to see that he's working back well. He'll be working on the turf next week, Graham said. So we'll see how Animal Kingdom comes back, and wish him luck today with Johar Beauty and Julie's Love.
That horse is interesting, too, cutting back. When you speed, going longer and tiring, now shortening up to